Okay, so the first time I ever had to fill a down pillow, I tried doing it with my bare hands. It was literally the messiest thing I'd ever done, and I was taking forever. I didn't know how to do it properly. I didn't know how full was full, and it was a friggin' nightmare. So I got online and I went into some Facebook groups to ask some professionals, how the mother F do you fill these pillows with feathers without getting feathers all over the place? And one gentleman suggested a bazooka, and I laughed out loud because I thought that he meant to blow up my shop because there's no hope for my future, but that wasn't what he meant. So he gave me some resources and showed me how to make what's called a bazooka, to take the feathers out of the bag and put them in the pillowcase. So today I'm actually working on finishing up the pillows for the antique settee that I'm working with, and I want to fill this pillowcase that I made out of vintage velvet with down feathers because that's the most luxurious feel you can get on one of these old pieces of furniture. So I made a pillowcase with some ticking fabric.
What's ticking fabric?
Ticking fabric is a special kind of fabric that you use with down feathers to keep the feather pointy ends from poking through over time. It holds it back fast. You wouldn't be able to fill this pillowcase with feathers because the feathers would poke through and it would be a nightmare situation in your home. So I made the insert with ticking fabric. I sewed everything but this teeny tiny little hole on the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a suction device with this fabric cardboard tube, this air compressor hose, and this drill to show you how to get the feathers from this bag into this pillowcase without making too much of a mess. All right, so the first thing I need to do is put a hole in this tube for this air compressor tool so that I can stick it into the tube, put this in the pillow, and blow air into the pillow this way. What that does is sucks feathers in from this end and puts them in the pillow without making too big of a mess. So I picked a drill bit that is about as big around as the, this drill bit is about as big around as the tip of this air tool. So I just need to be able to get the tip in there. That's what she said.
Just the tip.
So I'm gonna drill a hole just through the side, just one hole, so that I can fit this end of the tube in there. You can see, I leave the air hose. Once I get in there, I can spray air right out that end. So now, I'm going to show you how to suck the feathers out of this bag and put them in the pillowcase. So I did have to go back and cut this tube shorter because I wasn't getting enough suction. I also changed my air tool so that I knew it was going to be strong enough. So we are just going to turn this tool on, open up the circuit, stick it into this tube, and now this air is blowing out this tube. So then I stick into this tube, into the tiny little hole that I made. And you can see already it's filling up this pillow. And we've already put some feathers in it, so if you don't hold the hole close to the tube, then it definitely is just going to shoot feathers out that side. So now I'm going to stick this end of the tube into this bag of feathers, and you can see it just sucks the feathers right out of the bag. So it's a much simpler, less messy way to fill your down pillows without making a mess. You will have to keep an eye on it because it can get clogged if you get a large chunk of feathers. And it, despite it looking like it's doing a lot, you can see the clog there. It actually takes still quite a bit of time to fill this pillow up. So I'm going to turn this off so that you can see, and there's going to be a little bit of a poof of feathers that come out because the air pushed out of the pillow and made the feathers come out. And you can see it takes an awful lot of air. My air compressor is already refilling itself. So, feathers! So let's see how many feathers is actually filled in the pillow. Womp womp. So we do a series of these until we get the fullness in the pillow that we're happy with, pushing all the excess air out. For me, I kind of want this pillow to be slouchy. I want it to kind of look like it's a little bit older and used. So we're not going to fill this up super tight, but we're going to fill it up a lot more than it is now. And then once it's full, we're going to hand stitch the opening together and we're going to put it in the casing.
I can be what you want me to be, if that's what's cool. Just don't tell anybody what you made me do. To get to the top, now I just can't stop. You left me again with my one true friend, and that's when I give my all to alcohol. I give my all to alcohol.
So I'm actually pretty happy with the fullness of this pillow as it is. It's important to also note that I actually made this casing 2 inches bigger, 2 inches longer and 2 inches wider, so that the crushing of the feathers inside will actually help fill it out a little bit too, so it's overstuffed, so that I don't have to rely so much on the feathers. I can rely on the density of the pillow to fill it in. So I'm just going to put it in my case now and see how I like it. So I made this with a little hidden zipper on the back, in the middle. I'm just gonna cram this pillow in there. Want to make sure that I fill out the corners really well so it doesn't stay saggy in the corners. And that's my pillow. So it's not like a full pillow, but it's gonna sit there kind of slouchy on the settee, and it's gonna look pretty friggin' sweet.
You say only women bleed. Now watch me punch you in your teeth. I give my